Hi, everyone. Welcome back to a new session of Web3 Voice. Today, I'm going to be presenting you about a new fresh product that we've got going for you, Cogitus by Zeeve. My name is Sankalp Sharma. I'm co-founder and head of engineering here at Zeeve. And today, I'll be running you by what we've got going for Avalanche L1s. So Cogitus is our one-click launch platform for Avalanche L1s. As recently we've seen that Avalanche has gotten a big upgrade, which is allowing it to have the previous barriers that existed in the Avalanche ecosystem about onboarding more and more app chains is going to be the major focus of this very upgrade itself. An offering is maybe what we'll do is we'll jump onto a demonstration here just to outline what is it that we are uh, providing you, and you guys can try it out yourself as well. So I'm going to log in here with my account. And when I do, this is the dashboard that all of you will see on your very first login. Here you can see there's a demo network just for your view purposes of what is it that a typical Avalanche L1 may look like. Then we've got a testnet, something that you can deploy for yourself. So deploy testnet is a button that I can see for myself. And then there's a mainnet for which you'll have to contact us, and we can understand your requirements, make sure that there is nothing that you are missing on your setup side. You have every bit of your infrastructure need covered. So that is something that we would start discussing on. And that is how we initiate the mainnet setup itself. To look at what is it that this demo network looks like, because this is how your testnet would eventually also look like. I'll just click on this view configuration button here. And this is just a bit of a reference of what a typical Avalanche L1 may look like. Not a lot of configurations are enabled here perhaps, but this is just a small reference point of what a typical Avalanche L1 may look like. I can also look at the dashboard of the same L1. So this is what the dashboard of this demo network looks like. You can also just connect to the RPC node here, to the Explorer, and you can also start doing some transactions yourselves as well using this dashboard. So with this, what we'll do is we'll deploy a testnet of our own. I'm going to click on deploy testnet button, and here I can give a name to my network. So let's say my AVAX L1. Fuji testnet is what it is going to be connected to. It's proof of authority based consortium. If you're looking for proof of stake, you can reach out to us and we can enable that too. But many of the users, they usually like to go with proof of authority itself. Configuration fees. So there is low disk use, low throughput, medium disk use, medium throughput, high disk use, high throughput. We'll keep it medium for the time being. I can give a token symbol to my native token, gas token. So I'm just going to keep here my custom token. Why not MYC? I can also see, this is the initial token allocation. So this is just a validator address to which my 10 tokens will be allocated. I can provide even more addresses to my initial token allocation. So let me just put down an address here. So I've put down my address, and you can put multiple of them for the initial token allocation. And then afterwards, I can also define some pre-compiled configurations. So this is, first of all, my validator set of who's the owner of this validator set management. So I'm going to write my POA owner address. Then I can also enable further precompiled addresses as well. So let's say I would put down something for admin address here. And similarly, I can also define my manager address and my enabled addresses also. So native minter allow list basically is a contract that manages what kind of tokens should be minted on your chain itself. While you've got contract deployer allow list, which manages what are the contracts that shall be deployed onto your Avalanche L1 and who should do those deployment of those contracts. So again, I can put down my admin address. Similarly, I can also enable transaction allow list, which is basically a configuration of who can do transactions on my L1 network itself. So not necessarily if you're having, let's say, a fully public network, then you might want to even disable it. But if you choose to, have allow list, then you want to make sure that it's understood that not everybody would be allowed to do transactions onto your network. Then fee manager, there are a lot of configurations that allow you to manage the fee of an ongoing network. One thing about Avalanche L1 is the kind of dynamic configurations, on-chain configurations that Avalanche L1s provide. And fee manager is just one of those configurations that you can dynamically change the kind of fee management that you want to allow onto your network. So here again, what I'll do is I'll just put down my admin owner address. Reward manager. So here, what kind of rewards shall be distributed, who should be distributed to, whether it should be distributed to a central wallet or to different validators. That is something you can manage from here as well. And again, I just deploy configure an admin address. With this in place, I can look at a bit of a preview of what is it that I'm about to deploy here. These are the tools and services. So I'll be deploying my L1 network with Tracehawk Explorer, and the Avalanche L1 is the core network that I'll be setting it up. And with the full monitoring dashboard, alerts, notifications, enterprise grade SLA, and 24/7 tech support. So with this in place, I'm going to click on deploy testnet. I'll be redirected to a pay now screen. Yeah, so this is our network. Once it is fully set up, as you can see here, I've logged in with another account. You'll find that your testnet section expands, where you can see your existing network, and all the status within this are marked now as completed. While if you want, you can also deploy a fresh testnet as well, and then you can of course post the mainnet too. If I click on View Dashboard, I'll find the same details with which I had deployed this network with. So a bit of an overview about about my L1 network, the name of the network, the chain ID, the blockchain ID, the VM ID, the EVM chain ID. If it is connected to FujiNet testnet, then this is how it will be mentioned here. It will also talk about what was my token symbol, the chain type, what were the precompiles enabled on my L1 chain itself. And this is where I can see my status is now coming as deployed, which includes my RPC endpoint, the Tracehawk Explorer, and also where I can find my Avalanche L1 onto Avalanche Explorer as well. And finally, I've got my faucet as part of my L1 network also. For testnets that need to have their faucets, we also provide a white labeled faucet service as well. So if I were to open it, so this is a typical RPC endpoint that you can start using within your wallets, within your applications. A Tracehawk Explorer, where, well, this is by default out of stock as it comes, but this can be made fully white labeled according to your requirements, your use case, your branding theme. So whether you want to show the token prices for your network somewhere on the top, it is very configurable. and again can be white labeled according to the theme that you're running. This is a fairly fresh network. It has not got a lot of transactions, but all the features are pretty much the same as the typical blockchain explorer. But again, as I mentioned, it can be made configured according to your network that you're deploying it with. Then down the line, you can see the key management that is present here, the precompiled management keys, POA owner address, native maintainer allow list, contract deployer allow list, transaction allow list, reward manager, fee manager. Again, so Avalanche supports a bunch of very mature management contracts. And our idea is that we want to encourage usage of those contracts in the right fashion. So this is what a typical L1 looks like, from which point I can start using it right away. Of course, behind the scenes, there's a lot of work that goes in terms of deployment, making sure that these servers that are set up, they are done so with the right amount of monitoring. So we configure every blockchain node with system level metrics monitoring, with CPU memory, network IO, disk utilization, what is the amount of bandwidth that is left onto the machines itself, what kind of CPU load that you're facing. But then also a lot of blockchain metrics like uh, the number of peers that every node is connected to, what is the staking period, is it about to end or not, what is the balance that you are left with into certain crucial wallets that may require the balances on, etc., etc. So, based on these alerts, we are able to issue warnings to our support team, but also towards you yourself, who's running these L1 networks for your use case. And we recognize, that there's a lot of other items that we have to put in together based on our experience with Avalanche L1s. But yeah, this is the very Avalanche L1 management from Cogitus. We're identifying more and more features to provide from here onwards. One is, of course, that you should be able to perform administrative control from here, this dashboard itself, where you can allow or disallow certain validators to participate onto your network. As it is with POA networks, you can drop or add in certain validators based on requirements. It would allow you to also have um, multi-party based network management, where you can expect that other parties can set up their nodes as well, being part of the same L1 network that you've just deployed with this dashboard here. So this multi-tenant setup is something that we are working on fully automating. But if you have the need, again, we are supporting it already on demand basis with our support team, but something of a process that we're looking to automate. And further, we are also trying to bring more and more features from our previous experience of Avalanche L1s and Avalanche subnets, and we're trying to, make those features implemented here itself in Cogitus dashboard. But of course, this has, been a bit of uh, a work with a lot of our partners, including many of our customers who are running Avalanche L1s with us, but of course, all the team folks from Avalanche team itself, who have been a very helping hand, a big helping hand in making this possible, in giving us feedback of what is it that we can improve on these dashboards, what is it that we can add, remove, subtract, and I think that kind of support will continue from here itself as we continue to add more and more good stuff onto our product. Same way, we would encourage it highly if you guys would also uh, you know, provide support, show your interest, give us some feedback. We're happy with all kind of feedbacks, however, criticizing or constructively necessary. I think we appreciate all sort of feedback. So, looking forward to it. We Zeeve team here, we're going to do our best to add more and more interesting features. And I would say that stay tuned for whatever updates we continue to provide on our social channels, for whatever interesting bit that we add from here onwards. So thanks a lot for tuning in, and hope to see you next time with something interesting.